Welcome ladies and gentlemen, this is Born62, I'm Henrik Jøs. Recently I showed you a video about a frontal press for the front delts using the triceps bar. And one guy wrote me that he was using dumbbells for the same exercise. And I've been doing that too, so I thought it would be probably attention to this to show you two versions of that today and a third version using an easy bar. So we're going to see three different versions of the same exercise. I'll suggest that you see the one with the triceps bar either now or after this one so you can compare the exercises. Just like when I use the triceps bar, I like to lean a little back. Usually when you do any kind of pressing movement for the shoulders, you'll sit upright, but because the dumbbell takes up space, you don't want to sit completely upright because then you'll have to use arm flexor strength to keep the dumbbells in place. So leaning a little back will also involve the upper chest, and that is of course for some people, if you try to isolate the front delts, annoying, but to be fairly honest, to completely isolate a muscle is really hard, and who would complain about developing the upper chest a little more? I wouldn't. So the two different versions of the dumbbell press I'll show you, they have both the same neutral grip, and you can either try to keep the dumbbells in here, and that is kind of hard. So if you want to mimic the entire movement from the triceps bar press, you'll have to keep the dumbbells here up and down all the time. I don't like that. I like to keep the dumbbells out here in the bottom position and then push them up. So the two variations I'll show you will either be one where they go straight up and down, keeping the same track all the way, or one when they are down here out to the sides, but are close together up here. The last version, where you close them in here, bring them together, involves the upper chest more. So keep them out here if you want to really try to isolate the front delt, and if you don't care if the upper chest is involved some bit, you can push them together here. So let's see them. Like with the triceps bar and everything else, take care of your lower back when you pick them up, because you might hurt yourself if they are too heavy. In a future video I'll show you a solution to that problem, but for now let's hope you can pick them up without hurting yourself. I curl the weight up and sit down, and here we go, straight up and down to isolate the delt. And if you don't care about getting involvement in the upper chest, we bring them together like this. And now on to the easy bar. Okay, the easy bar, which is usually used for curls and triceps work, can be used in a curl position to do presses for your front delts. Come up like this and do the pressing like this. Which of these exercises do I prefer? Well, that's kind of easy. I really do prefer the triceps bar. You have the control of having both hands on the same bar, which makes it easier for you to handle more weight. Dumbbells give you a longer range of motion, but you have to use a lot of your strength to control the movement pattern. So there you have it. If you want to go for heavy weights, use the triceps bar. If you want to go for a very long range of motion with a good stretch in the bottom and be able to get your hands together at the top point, go for dumbbells. The easy bar, well, I'll only use it if I don't have any other options. As you could see, I had a little bit of trouble controlling it. And it's mostly because the grip I have is not a neutral grip like the one I have with the dumbbells or the triceps bar, but a supinated grip that also kinds of rotate my shoulders in an awkward position. It will isolate the front delt, but it's not a very nice or good exercise in my book. So if you don't have anything else to work with than an easy bar, well, it can be done, but it's not something I recommend. So go with dumbbells or go with the triceps bar if you have such a one, or go back to military presses. There are other ways to work your shoulders too. Hope you enjoyed this. Write me if you have any suggestions or questions. I'll be back next week. Hi!